365 Simulations Gaming here, back for episode 3. First, want to just go ahead and explain how, it was kind of a busy week last week. Kind of got caught up in a few things, and the videos kind of got out of hand, or out of order. But we're back in on schedule now, and we're going to just go ahead and continue in on this new episode. So far, if you look at this, I did download the precision farming, so we will get into that here today as well, hopefully for a little bit. But field 10, which was previously wheat, got all those bales picked up and put away. Let's see here. Let's just jump to the. Oh, fuck, I gotta get to a different channel. There we go. So I got all those picked up and put right here into the shed here. And then I went ahead and finished up baling all these in. But what I did figure out was I do not have a bale wrapper, but what I contemplated doing at this moment was, I guess I can look at here. There's just a tractor. Contemplating going ahead, getting rid of the standard baler we got, and going for something that's got both. You can bale and wrap at the same time. But that's 78, 99. But that's square bales now you're getting into here. So that might be something we're gonna go ahead and do. But wanted to go ahead and start out today, like I said, with the markets. There's kind of quite a lot to get to that's been happening recently in the ag world. But anyways, lean hogs as of April 23rd, they're down 17 cents. Cotton we don't really care about. Live cattle's up 0.050, which is very good. There's something that's happened there, and I can see those markets increasing kind of in the bullish style. They're going to go up because of stuff that's been happening between Brazil and China. Corn as of March 23rd, God, so bad, down 9.2. So it was 650. Now it's 576 in December 23rd. Soybeans of March 23rd, they're down from 1529 to 1374. Terrible. And wheat, March 23rd, they are down from 708 to 743. That doesn't make no sense. That makes no sense at all. Oh well. Anyways, but like I was saying, with the cattle prices raging, are kind of going in the bullish style of the market, which bullish means the prices or the market's going to go up. Bearing down, the market's going to stay or go down. You know what I mean? Stay even keel or go down. What's been happening is this past week, Brazil got its first case of mad cow disease, which has halted all import and exports with China. So therefore, it's going to open the markets up to U.S. In the beef production. They're going to start. Hopefully, we can start getting those contracts filled and see more of the of exporting the beef with the U.S., which therefore it helps farmers in a very good long haul. And the fact that it's going back to Brazil to be able to get back into the imports and exports trading, it's going to take a while because they got to go through so much like USDA and a bunch of certifications and testing to make sure that all their cows are good to go. I want to go in here and change the volume real quick. Back down. Okay. So, with that, and the same kind of along the lines with corn and soybean production, they're kind of trying to make predictions on next year's. Let's see what this is. Is this? That's hay. Okay. Corn and soybeans predictions, they're predicting almost 2 billion more bushels in the 2023 growing season, which, yeah, it's good. Farmers are planting more. The farmers are buying more land, but at the same time, you're bringing in almost 2 billion more in a bushels. The supply is going to be there, but the demand's not there. So therefore, market trend's going to go down, and it's going to take a hit on the farmers and the prices in the market. That's why I always say, it's good that we're producing more, but at the same time, now we're going to have a surplus and nowhere for it to go. So that's what kind of sucks on that side of it. But anyways, now that enough of that, I guess we're good to go with that aspect. So now that we got all these baled up, it's looking more good for us to be able to start the cows today. Hopefully we can get that barn up and running here shortly. Oh shoot. I didn't want to pick these up. Nope. We need to unload these. I gotta wrap them. I need to pick the hay up. Good mess up there, Austin. So yeah, like I said, now that we are into, I got the precision farming mod downloaded, and now we can get into soil sampling, which will do that too. And then this we can put onto your the front of the tractors, and it helps with the rate applications of when you're putting it on after the first round of growth. So I'd like to text the crop and where to and what rates to apply at that point. Oh, Jesus, come on. So yeah, we'll get these hay bales baled up, and then we're gonna take a look at that. Oh Jesus, take a look at that precision. What are you doing? At that precision farming tab on the menu there. So yeah, it's good to be back into the swing of things and getting the videos back on. I did definitely cut this field kind of more towards the hay equivalent of half and half. I got a lot more hay bales than I was expecting to get out of it, and a lot less silage bales. And another thing we can touch on here for the moment, in my links page, I'm a big fan of Dagwin. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know who that is. He has, I think it was yesterday, he posted his first video of survival roleplay. So if you're into that, go check that out. There's link is on my on the page in the links, and it'll take you right to his page. He's very good at what he does, and in that aspect as well. So we should probably go ahead and take a look here, see what growth stage this corn is at. I don't think we're going to be able to get... Yeah, of course it needs plowing. I get that. I passed the page that I wanted right here. We're not going to be able to get another application of fertilizer on it just because it's all messed up. Because now that we put ag precision into it, it's not going to tell you when or what stage it's or fertilizer it's at. It's going to... You have to soil sample it and send those soil samples in to get analyzed. Then it brings back your pH, your nitrogen levels, and all that stuff. So then it will, before you go into seed, you apply your nitrogen, and it puts on the rate that it needs to make the field better. Who knows, that field could be the corn one, since we applied fertilizer to it. When we sample it, it could be at the right levels, but who knows at that point. It's actually pretty interesting. I have messed around with it on a different map I was playing on. It does definitely change the rate of application for lime. And even when you have it on, you can't go in and change. So like you can just change crop destruction, periodic plowing, and field and weeds. You can't change lime requirements on there, because now you have to do it, and in order to make your field suitable for growing. It also gives you a environmental score. So based on your field, let's go back up to this page real quick. So you got a score here, 50 and 50 and 50. You want to get that score to 100, as close to 100 as you can, and you get an environmental score. And if it's not good, you also can get dinged when you bring your crops in to sell them. So that's another thing that kind of just changes the aspect of the game and makes you really more focused on your fields and the nutrients and stuff that you put into them. So it makes it more fun in that aspect too. I think it's more realistic in the fact that now today's world, everything is so precision farming, right? You know what I mean? Like there's so many companies that have come out there now that they are taking farming to more of the data and analytics department of your field, of knowing exactly where nutrients are and where they need to be applied, how well your field is, down to the level of soil type. You know what I mean? When you soil sample, sandy loams, silty clay, all that kind of stuff. And that's another thing you'll get to see when you do samples. It'll tell you what soils are in those fields and what, uh, and based on that, I think you get recommendations of what crops that will grow and prosper in that section. But I think it doesn't really matter in the point of what you grow on it. I don't think it does. It might. I mean, obviously, it's going to change the rate of nutrients you're putting into the field because of the quality of the soil. What leaches more? Porous soils, bigger. What do you want to call it? At the moment, it's slipping my mind. But anyways, and then I did, as I was doing all this kind of stuff like earlier for prepping. I don't think we're gonna keep this pig confinement. I think we're gonna definitely sell that off. It is a decent amount to sell off, but I think I'm gonna put in a large sheep pasture there, and we're gonna run sheep at that point. I just think I don't know. I'm just not very fond of the pigs. It's kind of like your Angus cows. You grow them for profit in that aspect. You grow them up, buy them at 1,000, they get up to 3,000-4,000, sell them off. Get new ones. That's not a collision, sweet. Probably would be with the tire though. So we'll get these all baled up, and then I'm gonna go and get the soil sampler, and we're gonna get that field that we've already harvested 10, and we're gonna soil sample that up so then we can know what we have to apply in order to get that canola crop put in there. Oopsie, don't mess up, please. Push on, push, push. Thank you. Push, 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 push. So then we'll do that. Oh, crap. And still debating with getting rid of that convention, that the baler over there, and getting the baler and wrapper combination to help us out. I mean, that would probably be the best bang for the buck because I mean, you can use it as anything else instead of renting a bale or a wrapper every time you need to wrap bales in for silage. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the rest of these, and then at this point, I'll meet down at the shop, and we'll get to going on the ag part of it or the precision part of it. To obviously go and rent this or lease this bale wrapper because we're gonna have to anyways, just so that we could get those bales wrapped up. So that was a quick change of plans there. Let's go ahead and return this. So, now we got all of these wrapped up. Oh, shoot. The last bale was this one. Okay. I like to know what the last bale was, so then I know exactly what. Then once that one pops for fermentation 100%, then they all will be. Alright, so now that we did that, I think let's go ahead here and we're going to get into the precision part of it, but let's go ahead and go to construction. And then oh, wait. Why can't I move? There we go. Gosh. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Oh, it's only valued at 84,000. Interesting. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna have to get rid of these. We're gonna have to go, yeah, okay, cool. Is that everything getting rid of? Okay, cool. So now, let's go into animals. Let's go into sheep. This one here, 90. Whoa. This is the biggest one they've got. I wanted to take up a lot of space here, but that isn't the way that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and let's zoom in on this just a little bit. Let's go ahead and place that there. So now, with that, we can hold up to, let's see here, 65 sheep there. So we can put in 65 sheep there. We're not going to probably do, uh-oh, that sucks. I'm going to have to fix that off camera. So we'll be able to get sheep into this. We might leave this for more opportunity in the livestock area. More sheep, maybe bigger chicken coop sitting there, even though that one's huge over there. Maybe we'll put a smaller or medium-sized cow shed over there for like Holsteins for milk production, because I think we're going to do beef production in the cow standpoints of it, because I think you can make more money off it there. I've been messing around with it on a different map, and they do like progress pretty decently quick, and I think that would be a better bang for the buck there in that point. And then once things pick up in that aspect, we can add the Holsteins over here for milk production, because obviously those are the best production cows for milk are the Holsteins. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump down to the shop, and we're gonna lease this soil sampler. You're gonna wait there. Soil sampler to start sampling this field. So then we can know, because we're gonna have to apply fertilizer to it first to get the nitrogen levels balanced out. Probably even lime to get the pH balanced out in the field as well. Which we'll know all that stuff once we get these samples taken and sent off to be analyzed. Another thing I wanted to touch bases back on is with like the commodity and stuff like that is wheat. Especially now what's going on over in Ukraine, which Ukraine is one of the biggest producers of wheat. Now that's just a terrible situation over there anyways. But now that they're not producing much, it's definitely going to open up exports for us too in the U.S. So definitely looking to see how that happens and how that turns out in the 2023 growing season in the wheat production area, because we should be able to make up more money that way. Our farmers should that way too. Now that all that's been going on. Anyways, so yeah, I've been definitely, I like the game so much that, I have a couple other maps I like to play on. Welker's Farm is a fun one to play on just because it's massive scale farming, or big field farming on scale wise, which I kind of like that more than the small farming. I just think it's more fun using the bigger equipment and seeing get more bigger yields and stuff like that just to use. I mean, sometimes small farming is fun to do and can be interesting, but I feel like it gets boring pretty quick. And another one I am on, I forget the name of it, Spruce Mountains maybe, and it's another fun one that I've been playing on quite a bit lately, and that's what I've been messing around with, all the stuff that that I've been doing, or that I've been trying to understand so that I can apply it into this series here. So we'll go ahead and pick this up. Kind of a neat machine, I guess. Pick this up. Boom. Go ahead and unfold it. See, the probe comes out. Goes back in, and that's how far it goes down into the soil. I mean, obviously you have soil samplers out there that are by hand too. You got the big metal T-looking pipe that's got 6 inches of that you can stick it into the ground and take your samples and send it in that way. Some companies will use these type of probes, not this big, on back of quads, drive around the field in patterns and sample it that way. So there's definitely a lot of different options and ways you can do it out there. That's for sure. Definitely going to be, hopefully by the next, actually no, it won't be September. Yeah, October maybe. We definitely got to keep track on the canola planting time, because I want to get the canola planted in there before field turnaround. You need good field turnaround, that's for sure. You need to do it pretty quick. Got to be able to turn them quick, especially in early game. Don't really want to mess around, because don't have quite a lot of time to mess around in order to make the money that you want. So as you can see in the bottom left, let's turn this off for a second and bring this, nope, let's bring it to like that. The green circle you got going on here is obviously your area in which you're going to be soil sampling. And what you do, try to get this to the best, I don't want to get there we go, we'll just do that there. Drop it down, takes the sample. It's going to go ahead here and pull it up, and then you can see on the map, hopefully now, it turned red, or like a maroon, and that means the soil sample has been taken. You want to do this through the whole field. Let's see here. We want to get this through the whole field, and you want to get it lined up as best as you can, even overlapping it, so that it gets the sample of the whole field that you're trying to get in there. It takes a little bit of time, but see there, your ridges are all good and they're lined out. in the map. See, you got no spaces here. Sometimes, well, obviously, it's going to get into different parts of the fields. But what you want to do is you want to go ahead and get this all into the maroon shade. And then you're going to go ahead and send it off to be analyzed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And once I get it all done, well, I'll be right back. We are just about done here. Maybe a couple more. Let's see if I can fit this last one into the whole circle. Oop, there we go. So now that this field is going to be completely sampled, we will go ahead. We'll click this back on. I'll show you. Go ahead and hit Y, and it's going to send it off to the soil to get sampled or to analyzed. And then we can go ahead and. Oh, shoot. Did I buy that? No. I screwed that up. Did not really want to buy that. I definitely did. Alright, well, we're going to have to take that back. Anyways, screwed that one up. And look, it's already back. $950. Sometimes it's different based on the size of the field. So now, and our score went up 7 points just for sampling the field. And you can see, obviously, I missed a couple spots here and there, but they'll fall in the same regions of this. So we got a ton of loamy area. We got sandy loam, and then we got loamy sand. And then a little bit of loamy sand here in the corner. Not bad, I guess. It is. That's fine. So now you can click through. See, here's the pH, and then you can get it out of the tractor. pH values here at the bottom right. It says bad. So definitely going to have to apply lime. And then here's the nitrogen. Nitrogen is in very bad levels here. So then we'll have to obviously apply nitrogen too. It says you got 10 kilograms or whatever per acre. And you need way more than that to be sufficient. So based on what the field is recommending, let's put it that way. So now we got all of that stuff. And then also you can pull up, once you yield, your yield maps will come up in all the different covers too. It'll tell you where you're yielding at too. That will happen when we harvest the cornfield as well. So now that we've done that, we're going to have to lime it, and we're going to have to fertilize it. So that kind of sucks, but then you guys will get to see in the same aspect of how the rates are changed and applied at the same time. It definitely makes it more realistic in that aspect of it. So what we'll do here, we'll go ahead and drop this off. Hate that I bought that. I thought I leased it. Put this here for now. We'll grab the... See, we don't even have a spreader either. That kind of sucks. And that field needs to be plowed up. I'm pretty sure it does. Let's go up to this. It's in the weeds. Turn the weeds off. Yep, definitely needs to be plowed. We'll grab this. We'll fertilize, we'll lime, then we'll plow it up. And then hopefully we're going to be able to get it planted in time. Canola. We only got a day left of planting time for it. That's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough to meet that. So, now let's go over here and hopefully I'm not going through that big bump. See, the chickens are already producing some eggs, so that's very, very nice. Let's hopefully see how much this is going to fill it up. Hopefully 50%. I think that would be able to get enough to get that field done. We shall see. No. Dang it. Oh, crud. We're going to have to go back down to the store to grab that last tote. So I'm going to go do that, and then I'll be back at the field. Got that filled up, 59%. I hope, our levels were really bad in that field, but I hope that will be enough to be able to spray this field. And, yep, here we go. It pulled up the map for us. Right on cue. Let's get this set up right here. Let's drop this down a bit. Go ahead and click it on. And here we go. So now it's going to start, you can see the colors start changing into the green there and getting it all better, I guess you could call it or say. And wow, 100 to 200 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare, but acre, what we call them. So obviously these levels were terrible. You want to get it back into the sufficient area, obviously. So this is putting it on pretty heavy. See, we've already dropped 3%. So obviously when we got this field had no nitrogen on it at all. which means probably the lime's going to have to be put on at a pretty heavy rate as well, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is, especially when, like, you're first getting into farming. You get the field, you get the farm or the fields that you have, and you don't know what's on them field or how long they've been sitting. You're definitely going to be spending a lot more on your inputs than you probably want to at that point. But you got to do what you got to do to be able to get your fields back to growing levels and be able to succeed in that aspect. So we get this done, then we're going to have to turn around and lime it quick, and then we're going to turn around and plow it. And then we can finally get the seeder into this field, and hopefully it all works out at that point. And then those silage bales will probably be ready to go the next in-game day. I would assume maybe a day and a half. But they ferment pretty quick, as people may know. And then we can hopefully get those going, because that's going to be a good source of income once those cows get up and going, and we can turn the barn over and over and over quick. That's the whole thing. Quickness. And be able to expand. I've been thinking about looking at getting another field too, because we do have a decent amount of money sitting here. So that could be another good way to source up some more income. Obviously, the more acres, the more ground you can farm, the more money that is sitting there for you. And another thing is, if I left this on, it would not be spraying anymore. It would cut the spray off. That's kind of cool too. Let's go ahead and back this in there. Boom. Let's turn it on. Even if I overlap it like that, it's not technically applying it to that left side that's overshaded. It's cutting it off. See, it's dropped down to 120 up in the left hand there, where you can see the checkered flag. It's dropped it down a little bit, even with overlapping. I mean, obviously in real life you'd have to shut those sections of the booms off, or even in the precision, if you have it on your monitors, it'll shut those booms off automatically for you. Those nozzles, part of the boom, will shut off and decrease your length of spray. So yeah, definitely the first time I've messed around with this precision farming. I've seen it on other gameplay series, and it's pretty cool. Though that it's in the game, definitely changes the game, makes you kind of be more in tune with the fields and what you have to do with them, instead of just going through the motions of plowing, and then you have to put on 3 or 2 rounds of nitrogen and that's it. You know what I mean? This definitely gives you a little more of a realistic feel and aspect of the farm. So yeah, and they do have 2 new buildings that come in when you install it, kind of like GPS buildings, so that if you put workers on them, it's supposed to be more accurate on how they drive and work the fields. I haven't messed with that yet. I've been doing everything on my own on the other maps that I've been playing around with this, just to see how it all works out. So I think if we're going to do that on this, we're going to have to put in a couple of those buildings. I think we can put 2 in the map, and it's supposed to help the whole map at that point, with better GPS systems and the workers to be able to navigate the fields a lot better and be able to do more precise work, instead of just, do it half-ass, you could say. So go ahead and shut that off. One more pass of this, and we should be good to go with nitrogen on this field. And then it's going to go ahead and bump our environmental score up too, because now that we're growing it in or taking care of the field in an environmental way, they say in the when you look through the how to use it tabs. I don't know how much it would do. I mean, it went up 7 points when we sampled it. So we'll have to see. I don't know that. I haven't gotten to that far. And then it also gives you a good kind of boost, sometimes $2-3 grand at the market when you sell, of your environmental score, depending on how well your field did. So that's kind of nice too. It adds more of another aspect of income. All right, so I'll go ahead and finish this out, and then get back down to the store and find a spreader to use, and we'll come back down with lime. I did bring the soil sampler back down. We are going to go ahead and get rid of this because you don't need this on the farm 24/7. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. It kind of really sucks that I did that, because now we're not going to get full price back for it. Yep, 3 grand short pretty much, or like 2.5 short of what we bought it for. That sucks. Okay, now we're going to go in and look at, nope, spreaders. Let's see here. That doesn't put lime on. Darn it. Let's go ahead and we'll lease it for now. Eventually, we're probably going to need to keep it on hand. We're going to go ahead and buy 6 of these. I'm hoping that'll be enough. Hopefully not enough. I don't want to come back down and buy more of that. So we'll go ahead and get this up there, and we're going to go ahead and straighten out the pH levels of the field next here. A lot more work into it now to get it suitable enough to grow. I should, let's go ahead and touch back on basis of when I, in the last video, and first of all, I'm sorry for the length of that video. I got kind of caught up and and how long it was taking. Didn't really realize the time at the moment of where I was at when I was hitting it. Hitting the point markers, I guess you could say. But anyways, back in when I was kind of telling you about myself, I kind of just skipped out on my own family. I am married, almost a year and a half now, or over a year and a half now. We do have a fur baby. It's a Border Collie and Walker Hound mix. Her name is Millie, and she has a ton of energy. Way too much energy than I care for. She is kind of crazy. Super smart dog. Knows how to use it to her own ability, and definitely get what she wants. Doesn't help that my wife also treats her like the baby and lets her get away with everything, and makes me be the bad guy whenever she needs to be punished. But love her to death nonetheless. Okay, let's beat this car and let's get back to this field. Hopefully these rates are not as bad as I'm thinking they're going to be. I do not want to have to keep coming back and applying. I've got a very hate relationship with liming. Especially back when I worked in at the co-op. Liming was not a fun job to do. Super quick job, but super fast pace, I should say, and at the rate you put it on, because you do put it on kind of heavy, depending on what field it is. Like always, it always depends on that, depending on where you are at in the geographical regions of the state or wherever you're at, the hills, the slopes, the drainage, soil types, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot that goes into it, that's for sure. So now that we're going to get into this field, our levels should show up here. Yep, and it's already says that we've got lime ready to go. We can also come back in here and just scroll down. It's not gonna tell me. I was hoping, let's go 57 still, so it didn't really change much on that aspect of it. So let's go ahead and see what this is gonna do for it. It's putting it on at 0.875. Not as bad as I thought it would be to take it up. But I can't remember if it said that the pH was bad, or if, I mean, obviously the nitrogen levels were terrible, but I don't know if it said it was bad, okay, or what. Don't remember that, but now it's going to be perfect, hopefully, when we're done with this. So yeah, you guys can tell me what you think about this precision farming, and what you guys think. Are you going to use it? Are you going to mess around with it? Definitely changes things, that's for sure. Brings it more into real life, I guess you could say. Definitely not as big as a spread or a wide spread pattern that I thought I did. Definitely when you're spreading fertilizer, it's way more widespread than this, but you can also get a attachment to make the length or the spread with the width wider too on them. Pretty sure some people probably know that, but nonetheless, So we will get to the end here, and we will flip it and do it again. Keep on keeping on with this. Go ahead and hit that back on. Did that cover it? Yes, sweet. It's kind of cool as you can watch the map, how the colors are changing, where you're lining it through there, getting them back into the levels that they need to be. And then when you come in and plant it, there was that other tool that I showed you. You put it on the front of your tractor, and it senses the crop. So it's reading the crop as you're going through, and you know you're applying the nitrogen or fertilizer while you're going in the planter. It'll apply it at the rates that it detects, whether or not it needs it, it doesn't need it, or anything like that when you have that on there. That's another cool thing too. I think you can also put it on there when you're spraying. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you can. When you're spraying too, once it's like popped up in the first growth point, and you're going through with the pull behind sprayer, you can put it on the front, and it'll also detect the crop in there and what needs to go on and what doesn't. All right. This is definitely not doing as bad as I thought. I mean, we're down to 60% already in 2 passes. That's not terrible. Could be worse. Definitely would have been at the end of a hopper load already if it was just regular without precision farming on. So now that you can see how this kind of works and kind of makes it a little bit better, I'll go ahead and finish this up, and hopefully we'll be back to maybe start plowing and fill it up. We ran out just probably a quarter of the field left. So definitely back and bought a few more of the biggie bags to finish this field up, and we're probably going to leave it at that. Finish this field up for time's sake, to keep them back to the times that I want. And then we'll get into next episode to plow, plant, and then we'll definitely probably be ready to put the cows in. I know I've been talking about that for the first 2 episodes here, now the 3rd one, but I'm getting anxious to get those in and get them going. So we'll definitely do that. And then hopefully that all works out, that we can get that planted. And hopefully this cornfield will pop here within the next couple of days, in-game days, and we'll be able to get that out and start to do these same processes to that field to get it ready to put another crop in. As you can see, like off in the distance, I do have like a mod thing when it rains. It puts like floodplains kind of in. It's kind of different, kind of cool. Let's go ahead and hit this real quick there. Okay. Oops, still miss some there. God dang it. Not very precise in the work there, are we? It's probably not even going to do it. Nope, it turned it off. Alright, that's fine. So, let's go back down to this side of the field, finish out this pass. Did get the new keyboard now that you can't hear nothing in the background on the keys. Sometimes you can if I hit it a little bit harder, but definitely changed that up. I like this keyboard a lot. So yeah, get back into schedule of Monday, Tuesday, and Friday with these. Now that that week has been here and gone, it's crazy. And hopefully start progressing here a little bit quicker. Kind of a little bit slower than I wanted it to go, but you know it is what it is. It's how the game goes, and that's how it will be. I know really am liking this map. It definitely has a lot of potential in what you would like and things you can do, and there's a lot you could use it to start with. It's a good start map, I guess you could say. Oh, come on. I can turn those 4-ways off. Go ahead and get it going. You can also give me who you guys like to watch when you play the game. Like, what do you guys like to watch when you're playing the game? You got anything on YouTube in the background? Who's your guys' go-to people? Big fan of Clutch Simulations too. I think he does a good job in his work of what he does. DJ Goham is another good one, but he sometimes has kind of crazy gameplay. He uses a lot of these really big mod stuff, really big plows. It's kind of crazy. He definitely has the mod on there that you can go and apply and do your work at any speed. You can change that. It's kind of different. He does kind of put money into the game when he wants to just make sure that he can get his stuff in. But he's fun to watch. Definitely takes a new approach and a different style to the game. it's good to have different styles in there. You know, you watch one person and you get a totally new perspective from another person. It's pretty cool on what you can do. Very fun game. Obviously, it's probably one of my favorites. Gonna probably start looking into starting the American Truck Simulator 2 here pretty soon series. That one I'm probably just gonna run one day a week, probably on the weekend, probably Saturday or Sunday. For that, that's another really fun game. That's kind of that's actually what I do right now as a job. I am a semi driver. I'm not over the road. I run runs through like Wisconsin, Minnesota, Nebraska, St. Louis area, Chicago area, and run anywhere from basically 5 miles one way or 5 hours one way. So you get back within 10, even though you have 11 hours to drive in a day. So that's what I do right now. Currently, I'm loving it. It pays dang good, so can't complain in that aspect. And the game kind of portrays it in a good way too. There's a lot you can do with that game too. It's pretty fun. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. I might start that here within the next couple of weeks. But this farming simulator being my main game here on that channel that I like and love to play and going to be doing series and videos on. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I will wrap this field up and stay tuned for Wednesday and the episode 4 coming out. This is 365 Simulation Gaming signing out.